Hey everybody, it's Sara Humphreys. I want to thank the folks at Preternatura for having, I hope I said that right, for having me on the blog today. I thought I'd do something a little bit different and do a video blog answers to the questions as opposed to just writing them down. So I thought that might be kind of fun. I hope you think so too. So the first question was, what was my journey to publication? Well, it was kind of a circuitous route. I wrote my first manuscript in about 6 weeks. It was originally titled The Veo Legacy. And I got a copy of the Writer's Market. I had no idea what I was doing. And I sent it out to like everyone and their mother. Yeah, if you published paranormal romance, I wanted you to see my manuscript. Yeah, I had no idea what I was doing. So I ended up, after lots of rejection, lots and lots of rejection, and then some nibbles, you know, we want a synopsis, and then I'd send this, we want 3 chapters, and then I'd send 3 chapters, and they'd say, yeah, no. And then I had some folks who I sent 3 chapters to who said, we definitely want to see the manuscript, full manuscript. I was so excited, and they'd read it, and they'd say, no. So there was a lot of that, a lot of back and forth, a lot of so close, and yet no. So finally, I was picked up by a very small ebook publisher, and it was an ebook, and then it went to print on demand. But I realized really in that format, it really wasn't going to be able to get on all the shelves of North America, which was really my goal. I wanted it out there, you know, really to build your brand as a new author, you really need to get it, saturate the market as much as you can, get it in front of people. So I created a buzz, I did a little book tour, and I used that, the buzz to get an agent, my agent Jean Doobie, and once Jean signed me, I bought my rights back for my series, and then Jean was able to sell the series to Source Books, and I'm super excited about that. And an interesting next question was about my background as an actress. I did my original career path in college. Actually, when I started college, I started as a writing for film and television communications major. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to write for film and television. And then I auditioned for my first show about first week of my sophomore year, and I got cast in the female lead in Brighton Beach Memoirs, and I was hooked. That was it. I was like, where has this been all my life? And I loved it, and I pursued acting, and I worked a little bit as an actress. I did some television, nothing major. I mean, I was never a contract player on soap operas. I had like some under 5, which means you have like under 5 lines. Or I did extra work. I did some work on Rescue Me. Nothing major. I was never like some big TV star. People hear you on the TV, and they're like, oh my gosh. No, I was like a working schlep. I was an actor who got work here and there, which was nice. And I really loved it, but, you know, I got married. I have 4 boys, 5 if you count my husband, and which sometimes I do. And so, you know, obviously working as an actor, it's not a steady gig. Got a lot of kids, got to support the fan. So, you know, that took a back seat, and then I ended up becoming a public speaker, and I was just missing this creative piece in my life. And being creative and creating these stories and getting in the characters' heads, in writing is similar to what you do in acting. And you know, it really nourishes my soul. And that was missing for me a few years ago. And that's really when I just said, I've got to do something. So I got back to my roots into creating worlds and creating characters and stories. And I'm sure glad I did. I hope you'll enjoy it as much as I have. The Veo Clans. Well, when I was coming up with this series idea, because I knew I didn't want to just write one book, I said, well, if I'm going to do this, I really wanted to create a career arc. I wanted it to be more than one, because I know when I find an author I really like, I want to read everything they've ever written. I mean, like Laurie Handelin and Christine Feehan. I mean, I just can't get enough of their stuff. I love their books. And I've read and reread all of them several times. So I knew I wanted to create a whole series, and I wanted it to be something different because the paranormal romance market is saturated. And that's my phone, and I thought it was off, and clearly it wasn't. The paranormal romance market is completely saturated, so I knew I wanted it to be something different. And I love the idea of shape-shifting, and werewolves are great. I love werewolf stories, but there's a lot of those out there, a lot of really, really good ones. So I wanted it to be different, and I liked the idea of shape-shifting, and I thought, well, I can't just pick one animal, because I love tigers and lions, and I think bears are cool, and wolves. So I thought, why don't I make them have different animal clans? And that's kind of how the idea eventually evolved into Veo. And actually, Veo, the name of their race is Latin, and it means to shift or to move away from. I wanted their race, even though they're completely fictional, I wanted them to be rooted in some kind of reality. So Latin is basically their formal language. They use it for all their ceremonies and all that good stuff. And in terms of how they differ from traditional werewolf packs, well, they're not werewolves, so that's number one. They're shapeshifters. They're telepathic. They're dream walkers. and they can travel at the speed of thought, which is actually related to their visualization abilities. So Veo, who are at their full strength, can actually visualize, I mean, literally picture something in their mind and have it materialize before them. You know, they can't really like visualize a car because it's too many moving parts, but they could visualize like a knife or a dagger or something like that. They can use that visualization ability to travel at the speed of thought, but they have to imprint on a location, so, or on a person who's at that location. So at one point in Unleashed, Malcolm senses Samantha's in trouble, and he has already imprinted on her energy signature, so he kind of tunes into where she is and can blink himself there to get to her quickly. But of course it's a risk because he doesn't know if there's humans around, and then that would be really kind of letting the cat out of the bag to be just blinking out of nowhere. So that's a major way in which they differ from like werewolves. How much mythology do I rely on? Well, really not a whole lot. I mean, I tried to make this a completely new, brand new, different race of creatures and really just kind of build it from scratch. And one of the luxuries of that is that you really can do anything, but whatever rules you build for that world, you really have to stick to. And so, you know, as you write the series, I think one of the challenges is to keep it fresh and interesting, but still stay within the parameters of the rules of the world that I've built. My favorite author, it's a toss-up, I said their names earlier, Christine Feehan. I adore her Carpathian series. If you like vampires, OMG, you have got to read her stuff. Love her stuff, love it. And then her Ghostwalker series is the absolute sexiest, like, enhanced soldier series. Oh, gotta read that. Love it, love it. My favorite one is about the Norton twins. Love them. Go read them. They're all good. All of those, like Danger, oh, they're also good. Okay, so Christine Feehan and Laurie Handeland is another huge, huge favorite of mine. I got hooked on her Night Creature series, and as soon as I read one, I literally, like, devoured every other book in the series within a few weeks. And every time a new one comes out, I get so excited because there weren't any new ones for a while, and then just recently she released 2 more, which were awesome because they were like a little different from her other ones because they weren't just about werewolves. So I don't want to give too much away, but you should check them out. If I could be any kind of supernatural creature, what would I be? I'd probably be one of my shifters. Or a vampire. Vampires are cool. I do like vampires. Not like scary, bad, evil, nasty ones, because, you know, a lot of them are. I like the ones who are like just the tortured souls. But honestly, I'd probably go with one of the Veo, the shifters, because it'd be really cool to be able to shift into that animal. I should mention they can only shapeshift into their animal. They can't shapeshift into like a toaster or something. And they're not skinwalkers. They can't be other people. But I like that idea, and then of course because they can dream walk, and I think it would be really cool to be able to have what happens in your dream actually impact the physical world. And telepathy, I think, would be the coolest thing. To be able to have like an intimate conversation with your lover in a crowded room and no one knows but you, that'd be hot. So what's next after Unleashed? Well, I've got 4 more books in the series. Untouched comes out in April of 2012, and then Untamed will be followed by that in fall of 2012, and then there are 2 more books after that. Titles are as yet to be determined, but we're thinking Undone and possibly Unclaimed. Sensing a pattern here? And then you'll get to meet the hero and the heroine in book 2 you actually meet in book 1, so I'm wondering you'll probably be able to get a little clue as to who you might be reading more about. And I have a vampire series in the works, which I'm also very, very excited about, but I can't talk too much about that yet because, you know, the deal's not done. But it's in the works, and that should be pretty exciting. Should be able to tell you more about that in the coming months. But if anybody wants to know more about me, they can check out my website, sarahumphreys.com, and they can go to my blog. I also have a blog tour. I'll be blogging all over the cyberspace in the next month. And I also have a brick and mortar book tour, which I'm super excited about. I have 9 more cities left. It was 10 cities in about 9 or 8 weeks. And this Thursday, October 6th, which is actually today that this is airing, I'll be in Westport, Connecticut at the Barnes & Noble. And on Saturday, October 8th, I will be in Westerly, Rhode Island at the Walmart. And Westerly is actually the town that Unleashed is set in. So that should be a lot of fun. And I have live music from Amy Petty that she'll be playing as well. She's like my musical muse. Love her stuff. So if you want to see the rest of the book tour, you can check it out on my website or on my blog. And I thank you very much for your time today, and I hope you'll enjoy Unleashed and meeting the world of the Veo. Have a great day. Bye.